Uh, okay. Um, Here's sideways because, I only considered, whatchamacallit, the fact that sorry, let me rephrase that. I guess the past 4 videos have been all fucking vertical, even though, I'm using the camera app to record these instead of Snapchat, so they don't have to be strictly vertical. So my bad. Terrible viewing experience, I'm aware, but at least better late than never, right? So I guess in terms of going to more substance yesterday, we'll just chronologically. I guess I could talk about the haircut. I completely forgot to talk about the haircut because yesterday, it was dry. And it looked pretty bad, honestly. Well, in my opinion. I'm not sure how you guys feel about it. It's kind of short relative to what I had before. Well, obviously it's fucking short. It's a haircut, right? But it's shorter than I would like. I can't really fuck with it too much. Like if it was longer, I'd be able to conceal from more of my fat ass forehead. And Chris was telling me. Actually, I might have talked about this yesterday. I forget, but. Should have gotten faded up. That probably would have helped relative length, because then it'd be longer up here relative to this part which is faded. But it's not. At least when it dries, it's kind of ass. At least when it grows out, it's definitely gonna look better. So well, I mean, honestly, I'm not too sure, because I know when I got my haircut for my grad party last year, or was it Sally's grad party? I'm not sure. I had a nicer. Oh, I think it was Sally's. I did even when it was cut short, it was nice. Now it's kind of all right, but I don't know, mixed feelings. I guess I'll fucking do. I don't know how to, because Alvin wanted me to show the hair, so I'm just gonna look fucking straight at the camera. I don't want to do 360 while I'm sitting in my chair. I don't want to lift the camera up either, because it's so nicely placed in between my laptop and my keyboard. Actually, you can see the keyboard in my glasses. It glows LED, nice. Okay. Is there anything? I don't even know what else I want to talk about yesterday. But what? Okay, I'll talk about today. I slept yesterday at 1:30 in the morning. I stayed up for, I didn't brush my teeth yet, and then I still, I don't know, just procrastinating going to sleep. But then I woke up at 10:50, so I slept for 9 hours, which is surprising, because usually I wake up at 9 or something, just because my body would want me to, but I was tired. I was tired as fuck. And so I didn't have time to eat breakfast. That was a weird noise. But I didn't have time to eat breakfast, and so I just went to my safety officer training, which was at 12. But didn't start until 12:30 because the guy that was doing it was late. So we waited. We were just chilling for a bit. And one of the people that was doing taking part in the trainings was someone named Casey, and they started next to me for some reason. Which is not to say they're weird, but I don't know. At least me, I don't know. They're probably just friendly like that. I hadn't thought about doing something like that, but I don't know. I'm not judging them for that, though. I was just interesting. Because there's still a lot I haven't learned in terms of social skills, although I think I'm getting there, slowly but surely. Talking to new people doesn't feel like a chore anymore. It just feels because I had a really good conversation with my barber. He was Viet, and I thought he would start talking to me in Viet, but he was he called himself a hood Asian, so he wasn't the smartest Viet, but he had a lot of fun. At least he was talking to me about his high school days, and what else? I don't know, just life shit. I was asking him questions at the start, because I was I don't want this to be a long, quiet haircut. So I started asking him shit about, how you've been working as a barber, and then just, which is crazy, because I would never have done that 2 years ago. Even 2 years ago, the haircut I got for Sally's grad, or was it before? I don't know, what, the last haircut I got at Bentley's barbershop, I was talking to the guy, I forget what his name was. But he did give me a good haircut. He did English. Fuck. He did give me a good haircut, and I'm trying to think. Oh, he was just talking to me about just random shit. He came off as like, I don't know, kind of aggressive about Gen Z, for reasons that I won't disclose, you know. But I don't know. When I was talking to him, I kind of felt like, oh, I don't know what the fuck to say. I don't know. Like, there was just like a general anxiety about like just talking to him in general, or just talking to like a person during like that, I don't know, haircut. I don't know. Maybe you know what I mean. Maybe you don't. But like in that past haircut, I was actually interested in like knowing more about my barber, like a genuine curiosity. Like, oh, I don't know, because I guess because like the fact that he was Viet helps. Because I wanted to like somehow segue into like the fact that, oh, I'm also Vietnamese. He didn't really care about that when I mentioned that though. He's like, oh, are you Chinese? I was like, no, I'm Viet. And I was like, oh, I'm also Viet. And he did, but he didn't like say anything in Vietnamese either though. Or I don't know. Maybe he kind of just caught the vibe that I was like American Viet, and I just like didn't know any Vietnamese. Although maybe I would have started talking in Vietnamese. But okay. Anyways, back to the safety officer training. Or CPR/AED training, I guess that's more accurate. I was kind of anxious about whether or not I would like pass, because there's like a final exam technically, which is just like a practical exercise. But throughout like the actual exercise, we were like going through like the ventilations. We used like a ventilation mask, and they didn't really talk about what you do like mouth to mouth, which I feel like, I don't know, kind of concern for me, because I don't want to be like, if I don't have a ventilation mask, what do I do about giving ventilations? Which I guess maybe that's just like, oh yeah, you give mouth to mouth. But I feel like they would at least like, I don't know. I don't know if Spike Bowl has ventilation masks. I don't even know if we have a first aid kit, to be honest. But blah 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 blah. What else? Oh yeah, ventilations, and then I'm kind of worried I won't remember like half the shit. Because what? It's like you give ventilations when there's, oh fuck. Oh. Pulse but no breathing. Oh god, whoever the fuck the trainer is may be disappointed with me if he sees this video. But and then CPR if there's no breathing and no pulse. No breathing, no pulse. Because if they're breathing, then it's like a given. But if they're like, there's a pulse but there's no breathing, then I don't know. But I was really scared about like the force that you give. It's like when you're giving CPR, it is a lot of force. Especially for just some aspects of like, because the ventilation mask is like you put like a mask over someone's mouth and nose, and then you like breathe in through it to like give them air, so you don't have to give mouth to mouth. And like sealing that motherfucker, I'm like gripping their face, and it's like obviously like, oh, at that point they're like, the least of their concerns is having someone like fucking squeeze their face. But I think I just had to get more comfortable with like the form and stuff, because it's like its own thing. Well, not its own thing. I'm just like not insanely coordinated, I guess. But you know, it was like, at least it was very engaging, I guess. I'm not sure. Well, it might be just because, I'm trying to save someone's life. I'm learning shit to save someone's life, so this is like actually important shit. Because I don't want to be the type of person that goes through this training. Well, actually, I'm not sure how many people there are that like go through this type of training and then like they're like, oh, like forget it, because they don't think like it'll be useful, or like, not that it won't be useful, but like, oh, I won't have to apply this in the future. And then it actually happens, and then they get like fucked because they didn't like do everything properly. But I'm just gonna run through. Okay, it's like, oh, there's like scene size up. Oh, I'm not gonna talk to you about that shit. That's too much. But it was a lot easier than not easier. I was still kind of fucking with the ventilation part, because it's like sealing it, which is like making sure no air comes out of the ventilation mask, is like, I don't know. It was annoying for me at first, but then I got through it, and then like, you know, saw the chest rise in the mannequin. And all I was thinking about, well, not all I was thinking about, but like at certain points I was just like looking at the mannequin's face. I was just thinking about like the Dwight Office scene where he literally just cuts off the mask. He's like, oh, but you know, that was funny. But no, that was alright time. The person named Casey was very sociable. They went to West Point, and they had like a lot of general medical experience. Although, Casey, sorry if you're watching this. No, actually, no, I won't say anything. I was gonna talk about like general form and giving CPR, but it was like it's whatever. Honestly, they passed. It's sorry. Okay, but it was 12 to 4, and then I went to eat like right after. But my mom called me. She was like calling me She called me 3 times throughout the entire thing. No, actually, she called me at 10:20, so like before I'd even woken up. And then she called me twice during the training, and then I FaceTimed her immediately after, because she wanted to, I don't know, talk to me. And then and she was like, why you even call me? I was like, oh, I was doing this training for however long. And then she was like, have you eaten yet? Blah, blah, blah. And she was kind of, what you call it? What's that? I don't know. I remember seeing a TikTok about it. It was like, oh, immigrant parents, when they don't know how to connect to your child, so they just roast the fuck out of you. And it was like, that's exactly what's going on with me. She was like, oh, why the fuck haven't you eaten yet? What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you stupid? And then I was like, is this what you call me for? To roast the fuck out of me? The fuck? Anyways, and then I told her, like, talk about something else, please. And then she asked me, like, oh, how's school? And then she was like, oh yeah, how's school doing? I was like, oh yeah, it's better than last semester. Last semester was a shit show. I don't know why. I don't know. She's got a, I don't know. But, I don't know. And I told her, like, oh, I got to my dining hall. Or I went to my student center because I thought I was going to be able to eat Panda Express, but it was closed. I didn't know when they closed. I probably should have looked at the hours, but it was already closed. And then I just went to my dining hall and just ate, and then I left to go to the Culk to do work because I had to read English stuff, and then I had to do chemistry stuff. Chemistry, okay, the pre-lab for chemistry today was actually pretty easy. It was like 2 seconds. Honestly, we didn't have to watch a video or anything, so that was nice. I spent a lot of time in the English shit. It didn't really feel like it. It was like 2.5 hours for some reason. It was just a lot of like questions and just like revising shit. But, whatever. We're basically leading a discussion for like 2 chapters of a book. They're not like, it's not a traditional book. It's like, it's a non-fiction, sort of, I don't know, like each chapter is dedicated to its own like aspect of hair. It's about hair. I'm not sure how to. It's like, well, the general theme of the English course is ethnography. So it's how like people of different cultures are connected, and so in terms of like hair, it's honestly I only read 1 chapter. And that was about the Chinese hair industry. But, you know, there's a lot more depth to it. I can't explain it. Maybe if I actually read the chapters of the book, I'll be able to explain it in the future. Because we're going to have, like, discussions about it for the next 2 weeks. And I've only read the 1 chapter, even though we were given 2. But I only worked on questions for, like, 1 chapter, so it's whatever. But, yeah. And then... Oh, and another dude, Pablo, in our group, who was also working on it for the longest time with me, and we were just like talking. We were just typing, like, in the text to like talk to each other, which is kind of funny. But I don't know. I think we got some pretty good shit down. Although I don't know. We have a lot of questions, so honestly, I'm not too concerned about the leading the discussion part. I feel like it's just like, oh, this question, or blah blah blah. It's not gonna be too hard. And then I tried to get started on... Oh, wait, no. I did the English, and then I remembered the chemistry. So I was doing the chemistry, and then, like... Oh, no, actually, I'm capping. I did the chemistry pre-lab, and then I went to the English, and then I remembered that there was more chemistry I had to do. And then as I was doing, like, a mini review quiz for chemistry, the Wi-Fi on, like, my new laptop just, like, it disconnected for some reason, and I was like, that's weird. And then I couldn't, like, connect back for, like, half an hour. And I, like, checked my phone to see, like, if something was wrong with, like, Georgia Tech's Wi-Fi. But there's nothing wrong. So I was like, what the fuck? Are you fucking... This is, like... I didn't want to deal with this shit. And so there was, like, just a half-hour time sink. Just trying to deal with the fact that my laptop couldn't connect to Wi-Fi. And I think I may have to do the battery, although I don't think that makes any sense. But like I started charging it, and then like after a certain point, it like was fine. So I don't know if that's like, I don't know if I like let my battery like die, and it'll like do that same shit again. I hope it doesn't. But Alvin also, I called him, and then he sent me like a link to like drivers to fix the Wi-Fi on the laptop, and I haven't installed them. Sorry, Alvin. I should probably do that at some point in the future, but not today. But the stylus for my laptop is coming in Wednesday. Hopefully, it comes in earlier. But what else? Oh, and then I actually tried to do the 2026 homework after I finished everything with chemistry, and I think I may be fucked for that, to be honest. I only have tomorrow to do it. It's due. Usually the 2026 homeworks are due on like Sundays at 8 p.m. But we had a test on Friday, which I fucking killed that shit. And so it's due Tuesday at 8 p.m. Except Tuesdays are my busiest days. So literally from like 12:30. Well, I mean, I guess like whenever I eat. 12:30 to fucking 9 p.m. Unless I skip solo racing, which I don't want to do. But if I have to do it, I will. But I'm working on the 2026 homework tomorrow with Will, who is, if any of you don't know, Georgia Tech, or one of the people in my solo racing like project team. And so hopefully we get it done, or at least hopefully he can help me out, because he's already done like, he's attempted 3 of the problems. I think that's what he said, or he's tried up to 4.3. I haven't done anything, and honestly, I haven't been paying the greatest attention to these past few lectures. So hopefully some content is covered tomorrow. I'm gonna have to reread the textbook, but I have to figure this shit out. I mean, I think our homework is dropped, so honestly I could just take the L in this homework and then try to just catch up on like the content of this lecture, because my recitation TA is going to be talking about this homework on Tuesday, I think. So hopefully figure something out. But at least if I attempt it, I get points, so it's not the end of the world. But, you know, it was, I don't know. I mean, this is also a direct result of me not spending adequate time doing work yesterday. Because yesterday, I literally only spent like 2 hours doing work. And I told myself I was going to review chemistry and calculus. And I still haven't done that this weekend. And I'm not going to because it's late. I'm going to go to sleep soon because I don't want to, lose any more sleep, which I have been doing. But I don't know. Because yesterday, well, like I said, I played 4 fucking games of Siege. And we won all of them, though. That's the big W. Oh, fuck. Big W. And then I played games of League, like I said. I do want to get better at League, though. Despite its terrible reputation with the general populace. But maybe I get better. I mean, if I can continue to manage my time, because now I'm kind of resolving myself to not play video games until like late at night, because otherwise I do a thing where like I play video games and then I kind of just like at the second I start, I'm like, okay, there's basically, it's kind of like, I don't describe it. It's as if my routine, it's as if my day ends. So the second I start playing games, my day ends. And it feels like, I don't know, I don't know. Well, at least because recently I've literally just been doing work, and then like 9 p.m. like I'll like, or 9 or 10 p.m. I'll be like, okay, I can play something, and then I go to sleep after. So I guess that's kind of what I've like put myself, or like the situation I put myself into. But I could also just do work after I play games. But yesterday I was just kind of feeling myself. I was like, oh yeah, I got no stress. And I'm kind of reaping what I sowed today. Not that I had a terrible day today, honestly. I kind of just wish I don't know. I kind of just wish I was productive yesterday. But in the future, I won't cave into peer pressure, if I could call it that. I mean, it's kind of my own fault. I don't usually respond to some things in Discord, but I was just kind of like, yeah, all I had to do is a safety officer training. I can just do stuff tomorrow. But then I forgot like all the shit I had to do. So it is what it is. And now I'm here. And that kind of reminds. Well, I mean, before I was also On my new laptop, there are like widgets in like the bottom left corner of the Windows 11 thing, and so like there I can like see news, and people were freaking out about like the Super Bowl halftime show where I don't know who was singing, but someone saying not no wait, did I just say halftime show? I don't think it was the halftime show. It was like you're supposed to sing the national anthem. The singer did not sing the national anthem, and I was like, okay, well now we're getting into politics. But the article is about Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert freaking out over the fact that the national anthem wasn't sung. And I'm kind of like, I would generally consider myself a leftist. Democratic socialism is cool. Tax the rich, $15 minimum wage. Disagree with me or agree with me, I don't really care. But I usually try to be more, I have had my times where I was very aggressive on the internet when I was less mature, but now I try to usually have civil discussion with, because learning is like a huge part of like who I am, and so like, and perspective is important, right? Because there's no way that like any like not new ideas, but just like well-rounded ideas are created if you don't like consider like the aspect of something as a whole. Because I don't know, there are a lot of things we fail to learn from history, and we continue to fail to learn. And the more we keep new information, new perspectives, and just past history in mind, then like the better off we are. But I forgot where I was gonna go with that. Oh no, okay, never mind. So at least my personal opinion on that is like, I don't think it's the biggest problem that like, oh, someone didn't sing the national anthem. Like I don't think anyone should have a significant connection to that. But then again, I can see why like people would have a problem with that, because most of the time, at least like you'll see in the fucking like at least, okay, I spend a lot of my time on YouTube Shorts, and whenever there's like something like slightly like right leaning, like slightly right leaning content, it's like, oh, like people are like talking freaking about like the woke, or like your average Californianism, blah blah blah, blue, and then they just make jokes about like, oh, how many genders, which is just like the same repeated, like, please come up with a new joke, please. Like, I don't even like, I'm not gonna talk about like any like conservative arguments, but just like stop repeating the same fucking joke. It's so repetitive. How do you not get sick of that shit? Oh, blue-haired people or woke feminists. Seriously? How many years has it been? Like this, like 2016, like the screaming feminist picture, or like crying feminists. Have any recent images been like circulating? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's been 7 fucking years. Please figure it out. I don't understand. I don't get it. But it's like, it was like that kind of fucking, I don't even know where I was going with that. But at least okay, I'm just gonna repeat myself here again. My personal opinion on the national anthem not being sung, but rather the Black national anthem. Oh, I remember what I was saying. I do remember what I was saying. Black national anthem, because it's like, oh, Black History Month, valid. But I do see why people like have a problem with it, because because it's like fucking, it's like soccer, right? Countries go crazy for their own soccer teams, like the fucking World Cup. Like, what is Britain's statistics on like domestic abuse when they lose the fucking, when Britain loses a game? Like, that shit's crazy. Like, you should not, your emotional state should not be so like directly connected to whether your country's team like wins or loses. But that's just nationalism. But like, you have to consider the fact that like just people. Okay, now I'm like considering whether or not I should even be talking about this. But I guess they're just my thoughts, so whatever the fuck. Whether or not they're valid, I'm not a fucking goddamn genius in politics, but like, I feel like most people, like the way people have grown up, it's like, oh, the national anthem. It's just like, it's normal to them. And then when you sing the black national anthem, it's just like, oh, that's kind of weird. And so while there is also I acknowledge the fact that, oh yeah, progressivism is not exactly something you do subtly, or it's not like, can't just stand idly by and just, but like at this point in time, I feel like a lot of prejudice is being phased out, even though there's still prejudice, like J.K. Rowling and whatever fucking controversy with the new Hogwarts game, Harry Potter game. Sorry, I forget I was trying to see like the actual like game name. I don't remember what it's called, but at least I've talked to a good friend about like that controversy. But there's definitely still prejudice out there, but I feel like a lot of people now, compared to the past, are way more like understanding and accepting with just the way people are. Although there are some lines I would draw a line at, like, oh god, I don't even want to say it. They're okay. As long, oh god, now I'm thinking about, okay, whatever. There's some weirdos out there they're my absolute minority, and personally, I think we should ignore them and not consider them to be like a part of the whole group, which is also partly a fallacy, considering I forget what fallacy that is like, oh, if someone says they're part of a group but like the whole group says that, oh yeah, they're not a part of us, that's a fallacy, because now at what point do you say you can't completely disconnect every bad person from your organization if everybody keeps claiming to be a part of your thing. I don't know if I explained that well, but basically that's just kind of absolving fault for like no good reason. Not absolving, is that the word? I don't know. Shifting responsibility, rather. Okay, whatever. I hope you get the point. But I don't know. Politics is complicated and annoying. Yeah. Politics is also divisive today. Okay, but back to the national anthem thing. I think there are still like better ways to be promoting that. Well, I don't know if that's. There are a lot of arguments you could be had, like, oh, you're just saying that because you don't want to give black people the spotlight. I don't know. I don't know if that's valid or not. Not that argument, whether not what I'm saying is valid. I don't know what thoughts you guys have, but I was trying to be like, moderate, like, oh, as a leftist, but I don't know. I guess it depends whether or not or just how much you care about the national anthem. I mean, I don't really care about it. I can see why people would have a problem with it. It's just like, I feel like now with how divisive politics is, you just have to be like, I don't know, open to discussion. You can't immediately just like disregard someone's like, oh, you're